Operation G-Ride is what we put together not too long ago with the Alcohol and Tobacco State Agency and with our RAT team, which is our Regional Auto Theft Task Force. They did an operation. 53 cars were uncovered, guns were uncovered as well, and 33, I think it was 33 defendants were placed in custody. I think it was quite a lot of money that was obtained in this process. So that was really good. And the Regional Auto Task Force is again, all of our agencies cooperate together to go after thieves, auto thieves. And because of the good job of San Diego Police Department and the law enforcement partners with RAT, our office participates too. San Diego has gone from number 3 in car thefts to number 15. So that is really good news, and we're continuing to do that as well. And you wanted me to talk about
marijuana dispensaries?
Marijuana dispensaries.
Any update?
Well, it's being handled on 3 fronts right now. So our office has prosecuted several cases, and now the city attorney is also working on it from a code enforcement, and now the U.S. attorney is also working on it from the federal law. Under federal law, marijuana is a Schedule I narcotic or illegal substance, and there is no provision to sell it at all, and there's no provision for medical marijuana. That being said, the U.S. Attorney is going after only those people that are really dealing drugs out of storefronts, and not patients. We don't go after patients either. The law is pretty clear in California with respect to the Compassionate Use Act, which is a person can, with a legitimate medical reason, with a doctor's recommendation, can grow marijuana themselves to help them. And I know, by the way, people that have had terminal disease and debilitating diseases where it has helped with nausea and that sort of thing. And if you can't do it yourself, your caregiver can grow it and give it to you. What isn't provided, that was the initiative, and then they passed a law that made it kind of hazy. There is no provision, though, under even the state law with medical marijuana to sell marijuana for profit. And that's what's happening. There is no dispensary there's no mechanism in the law to dispense marijuana. Some of the areas have drive-throughs. Some of the communities have them on more Starbucks than, more dispensaries than Starbucks. What'd you say?
That's awfully hard to do.
I know it's awfully hard to do. And so it's a serious problem. We have close to 200, I think, now in the county of San Diego. Everyone is focusing on it. That being said, though, I think we do need to find a way to make sure we have access to those who really need it, and that isn't being, really provided for right now. But that really requires a change in the law, and I think that working together we could come up with something. But so far that hasn't been done. So other good things that we've had, I think you saw recently, we had a conviction in the Ditto case, which is the pathologist who claimed his wife fell down the stairs, and he was convicted of first-degree murder in a day. So the jury didn't buy that. That was a lot of good work, though, by a lot of people along the way, including the paramedics, who were actually the ones that figured it out. Police were called, the doctor gave the story, but when the paramedics she was alive at the time with a pulse, and what happened was they started putting the pieces together that she was far away from the stairs, and that there was some strangulation marks, those kinds of things, a boot mark. And they put it together, and when she got to the hospital, they called law enforcement, and the homicide team came in and took over, and because she survived for a day or so, they saw the bruising all over her body and the strangulation marks. So that was a good conviction, and everybody worked well together to provide justice for that. But I have to tell you that one of the alarming things I think that we've seen is the rise in domestic violence murders. And that was a domestic violence. One of the things they discovered was that she was being isolated by her husband. She came from Mexico. She wasn't allowed to drive or go to work. She had just gotten a job, though, and he was not happy about that. So it's kind of sad. So we are, working, trying to do the best we can with public safety. And I think we have Hubert Humphrey is coming into town, junior. Although he's not junior, he's senior. He has sought out San Diego because of the great work that San Diego has done in elder abuse, our elder abuse unit, and Paul Greenwood. We'll be talking about what we're doing, Aging and Independence. We'll be talking Pam Smith about what they're doing, and he's working with the administration on advocating for seniors and what's available to them. And last, don't forget that Saturday is prescription drug take-back. We're actually having one in our office so that people in the office, with 1,000 people, we could have them turn it in, and it'll be easy. But it's a great way to get rid of those drugs that you've been, the dentist that you went to and you took it for a few times and then you left it in the, medicine chest, and you don't want your grandkids or your kids getting a hold of that. And so that's a great program, and to find out where to go, DEA.org. That's the DEA is sponsoring that. It's going to be great.
We have a flyer on our website about it.
Excellent, excellent. So let me open it up to questions. Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
The first, I have two. One is a simple one. Dear old Mitch Costanza in your office was doing elder abuse and identity theft. Is everybody else taking out that banner for you?
Now we have to rely on everyone to sort of take up that banner. We have not filled that position, and we could never fill Midge's shoes, that's for sure.
I understand.
Yeah. But we have people that are going out into the community to talk about those issues, because it's something, mortgage fraud, foreclosure fraud, all of the fraud areas, identity theft and elder abuse, we're seeing a lot of that. When the economy gets bad, people are stressed. That's part of the DV thing I think we're seeing, but it's also with elder abuse and, financial elder abuse as well as physical elder abuse. So we all need to be alert to that. And, one way to do that is to care about one another and to, for your neighbors. RSVP does a wonderful job. And we all, we have people calling people now too, and with technology you can even Skype them. My mother's on Skype. My mother says hello, by the way, everybody. My mother moved from Rancho Bernardo and is living closer to me. So she doesn't get up here, and I didn't have time in between to bring her up. So yeah, I miss the dog park too. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Yes, my name's Harold Johnson, I live here. I have this perception about your office, and it's that you do a lot on low-level crimes, but you don't really regulate big crimes. And you just briefly mentioned the word fraud and mortgage fraud. Mortgage fraud brought half our country down, right here in this community and all our communities. And I don't know enough about your office and details exactly what you do or what's your involvement with mortgage fraud from the homeowner all the way up to the bank executives. So maybe you can tell us about that.
Sure, we do a lot of that. That's the biggest increase in our office when we somebody getting an emergency here? Oh, you guys are taking off? Thank you for what you do. Our office